Hey, what's up everybody? 3D Theory here. It is July 24th, 2024 at 8 a.m. and this is vlog number 13. Yesterday, I ended up printing out 2 more parts on here. I got 3 spools finished up, so in total 4 completely empty spools of filament, which really makes me appreciate the AMS even more so now than just color printing. We're seeing talk of filament connectors. I know Sunlu had released one, and it's really exciting for me to see all that. I was gonna get one, and I honestly believe that now people who have AMS systems don't really need it. It's still a little cool thing to have, but I really feel like this took care of that issue. So I pretty much stopped printing the 4th piece that'll make a complete set because I really wanted to bring this guy back to life. This, which is supposed to be flipped around, when I was slicing it, I thought I was making it face forward. I'm like, oh, this is gonna look so cool, but it's backwards. It's facing the wall. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be facing me. Let's see if I can get a shot like this. Yeah, anyhow, this is Palpatine's throne from episode 9, I think it was. And I think Ralph McCreary designed the throne for, the original trilogy, but it never got used. So this is the Sith throne, and it's a phone holder, much like the Darth Vader throne from the Kenobi series. This is a phone holder. Let me actually grab that makeshift phone I created the other day. This is the first time I used the AMS. I have some black, little bit of gray. You could hardly see the gray, purple and yellow. But pretty much you can put your phone there, like that, or even upright. And cool part about that is you can tilt it. You could tilt it in 2 angles, 1 and 2. You can just put your phone there, and it's just a nice, cool little like desk piece. People walk in there like, hey, what is that? What's your phone on? And you'd be like, oh, this is Darth Vader's throne. This is a cool little idea. So this too is a throne for your phone, as I called it. The print quality, let's talk about the print quality. I printed it out on PETG, and as you can see, there's a little bit of stringing on the edges here, which will be very easy to clean up, but man, does it look really clean. But before we get into the fun stuff, let me get this production going, and then we'll talk more about that. And I set this up here last night, so I actually do it, so I stopped procrastinating. I want to build out 2 more of these scrapers because they're just so awesome. I want to have one there, one up top, and one on bottom. Just wanted to show you my cup. So another one of my favorite cups. No better way to reset. Outdoors, beautiful sunshine. Just relax, gather your thoughts. Maybe even have a sip of coffee. Very nice. Yesterday, I actually came up with a way to make it so it's easier to take off without breaking. So I just do one side first, and then I do the other. And that does the trick. Nope, it broke. But other than that, it's very clean. It's still going to be a functional piece. It's just like surface chips. Such a shallow chip there, but it's still going to do what it's intended to do. Other than that, the print looks very clean, very nice. That one came off nice and clean. Yeah, ever since that update, firmware update, not this very last one, but the one previously before that, I haven't been getting any of those stringings, which is super cool. Just gonna go ahead and clean off that little piece there. I find this scraper tool to be like adept at taking off pieces like that. All right, and this one, nice. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off too. Let me just scrape this off first. I probably need to change out some filament today on these bottom two. I like it when it's in sync so I can switch out two at once. That's always nice. I did order another scraper today. It's like this yellow one here, but it's longer. It's about 7 inches. So we'll see how that does. It was like $3 on Amazon. It was shipped and sold by Amazon. So I was like, that's cool. So I went to go buy the yellow one, and it was like $19. I'm like, what is this? And then I switched over to the gray one that looks about to be this gray. By the way, very clean print. Looks awesome. And it was like $2.99. So it's like, wow, this is great. So hopefully that does a better job in taking these out, even though this does a really good job. It has a nice thickness to it, so it really helps it pop off. I can twist it and all that, and then it just helps it pop right off. So I'm gonna take this one off too. These have been cooling pretty much since 2 a.m. because that's when the print finished. That's when I had the timer set for it to finish. And still they seem to stick like this, but it's all good. I'm happy it sticks really well as opposed to the other option. Very cool. So that one looks still pretty good. Let's see about these bottom ones. Yeah, that one looks like it's gonna need to be changed. Yeah. And yeah, that one too. All right, just started the unload process for these. And for these guys, let's actually just start the print because they take longer anyway. There's still a little bit there, isn't there? Let me see if I could scrape that off. Let's try going at it this way. Yay, there you have it. This is why I like this scraper a lot. And it's not like a razor. I mean, it's sharper than your average scraper, but it's definitely not like razor quality because razors are extremely sharp. But it's still pretty sharp, so folks, don't try that at home. Let's go, right latch, print, cool. All right, these are asking me to take the spools out, no problemo. That's out, and that's out. Now let me reload them. Let me grab a couple of boxes here. By the way, it is 80.4 degrees in the 3D printer room. All right, I'm gonna take these out. Cool. I take these spools out now with the confidence knowing that, hey, you're gonna be used up to create some more plates and latches, no worries. Awesome. All right, let's pop the new ones on there. I'm now finding myself cutting the filament straight. But I do mix it up. I do sometimes cut it at an angle still. All right, and I'm just gonna click load down here. Same with this one, I'm gonna cut it. All right, I'm gonna click load on this one. So as I was loading up the filament yesterday up top, I did have to help it along. Oh, this came undone a little bit, didn't it? Okay, pushing the filament, so I'm just gonna help it along. Just push it ever so slightly. That looks like it's got it, like right away. Let's retry. Yep, that's good to go. So when this asks retry or done, I just click done. All right, now for this one. Okay, I didn't see anything come out of there. So, oh, it hasn't tried yet. Yep, I saw something come out of there. So that one didn't need help at all. That's cool. I'm gonna click done. We should see a whole bunch come out now. Yep. That one is good to go. Guys, I feel like it was just yesterday that I pulled these out. So this is getting full again. Maybe another 2 or 3 left. And I'll be assembling again. So that is pretty quick. Let's do left. And let's do right. Cool. Awesome. And the temperature is rising, so I'm gonna actually put it on high because it's been hot in Southern California recently. So I'm gonna take this off. Really easy to come off. Honestly, guys, I really think PETG is my new favorite filament. I say that because before there was such a process to print out PETG, making sure it prints out right. But now, the way Bambu Lab has their settings, it just makes printing PETG so much fun. This black is PETG. It's super shiny. PETG is more durable. It's more heat resistant. So I think my new favorite filament is PETG over PLA. That is so cool. Man, that came off so easy too. These are some dowels that I print for the ability to move the parts around, like to tilt the back. Wow, so nice. I got some tree supports there. Man, there are a little bit of like zits or dimpling. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think that's because maybe the PETG has absorbed some liquid from the air, some moisture. Because I tend to hear that PETG does that, it absorbs moisture. Oh man, this is so cool. This is such a relief to see 3D printing come this far, where it just looks so good with minimal, user input, manual settings and whatever. It's just all ready to go. And honestly, I can say that that's thanks to Bambu Lab. Well, I can't speak for all their printers because I've only had experience with this one, but Bambu Lab A1 and their testing that they do, super cool. Let's take the rest of this stuff off. It's all coming off very easily. All right, and pop that off. Super nice. Even these were such a hassle with the Creality. I'd have to print them standing up and then clean out all the supports in between, but no supports on these. Wow, super good. Very nice. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and switch out this black PETG for another gray one that we're going to use for production. I had to print out something fun. It's really, really cool to print production stuff, but it's sometimes you just got to have some fun with it and print something fun. It had been a while since I had printed just kind of like a hobby piece. Alright, so that's good to be put away. And we can just pop this one in. I'm not going to cut this one actually. Just going to bend it into shape. It's already cut at like a 45-degree angle, even though we probably don't need to do that anymore. So, with that being said, let me put this back to being gray PETG. So I go edit after clicking on it. It's set to PETG, but we're going to put it as gray. And it takes just a second to upload. update. And it's ready to go. Bright plate, use AMS. We'll start with the smallest amount. Let's go. All right, when I had this little tray, I think I got it from IKEA. Yep, I got it from IKEA. For when I finished my prints, I'll just lay them out in here and go assemble them for when people were getting them. And we'll go assemble it now. I think I forgot to mention that I'm going to make this available for free on MakerWorld. So stay tuned for that, guys. It's actually going to be on there by the release of this video. And you guys can go and grab this and make it and enjoy it, you know, for free. And I'm going to go through the assembly process right now. It's pretty straightforward. I'll show you everything you need. And maybe I can also cut that part of this video and make it a separate video, so for those people who just want to go straight to the assembly can find it really easily. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and assemble the Dark Throne, also known as the Sith Throne, also known as Palpatine's throne from episode 9. Now, some tools you'll need most likely for sure is super glue, a little bit of a paper towel just in case you put too much. Maybe a deburring tool, it's not necessary. Some snippers and tweezers, and also a little bit of 150 grit sandpaper so we can expose the PETG, get past its surface, and it'll have better adhesion with the super glue. So first things first is we're going to go ahead and clean up the models. And whatever's already cleaned up, I'm just going to leave in here. So this piece here looks already cleaned up. There's a piece down here that usually has a little bit of support, but it came off when I took it off the build plate. These two pieces also are ready to go. These three are also ready to go. This is ready to go. This needs a little bit of cleanup. So pretty much everything here is ready to go. We have this piece, so these are hinges, this piece, as long as these two bars, this bottom part, and these caps. So those are already ready to go, so we're just going to move them up here. And as a matter of fact, this chair piece also had some supports as well, but I took them off while we were taking it off the build plate, so that's ready to go as well. And these should be very simple to clean up. We're just taking this little thin sheet off of it. Yeah, it was simple as that. So these are ready to go now. This used to take so much time to clean up on my older machines, but look how this is so efficient now. So pretty much there's a few tree supports down here, a couple in the back, so I'm going to take those off. And I think for these I'm going to use the tweezers. That came off real easily. Okay, that did the trick. There's a little bit of the support base here. I think it's the raft, very thin raft. Okay, there's going to be more cleanup needed with that because of the stringing that happened from my print. So if this happens to yours, I'm also going to run through that so you can see how to take care of that. There shouldn't be anything in here, but if there is, let's give it a try. Yeah, it looks like there's a tiny bit. It looks like there's a tiny bit of support material in there. So I'm just going to stick these tweezers in there and try to pull it out. You can also use like a little screwdriver, but mine was so little that it's already clean. Now, with this deburring tool that I have, I'm just going to go ahead and lightly scrape the top so that this stuff comes off. If you don't have a deburring tool, that's totally fine. You can easily just use some snippers and just go ahead and like slowly cut those pieces off there. All right, so that's ready to go. And we just have this part here. Make sure we clean up all those little strings and bits that don't need to be there. I find that when I go in this direction with the deburring tool, for me it works better. I don't know why. But when I go the opposite way, I seem to dig into it. Dig into whatever I'm deburring. Alright, and you can go as detailed as you want, but I think this is how far I'm going to take it. It's looking pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and clean this mess up a little bit. Okay. Now comes for the assembly part. These parts I have marked out, and you can kind of see it from where you are, but I'll show you here. So for each part, you can see in the center there, I'll point it out with the tweezers, in the center there, and you could also see it in the center there. And for this one, there's like a bar, like a little notched bar here that's going to help guide you in which direction to install it in. So that little diamond that I have set there, that little diamond that I have set there, you can see it right next to my thumb. And then this raised notch in the front will guide you as to where to put it all. And I'll show you right now. So out of these three pieces, we have the 2 and the 2, just so you can differentiate. We're going to grab that. And the diamond part goes on the bottom, and it fits right into the back here, like that. Okay, and this larger bar, the diamond here is here at the bottom. That faces forward on this part, so we put it like that. And lastly, we have this piece that has the notch, and the notch faces forward. So that notch is facing forward. So now that we know the orientation of all that, we're going to go ahead and use our sandpaper here to just create a rough surface for the glue to hold on to. So I'm just going to score the surface here a bit, score it on this side, score it on this side a bit. It doesn't have to be too much, just so that that sheen comes off of it. And I'm going to do the bottom just a little bit as well. Okay, I'm going to wipe off the excess here, and I'm going to do the same for the inside. I'm just going to score it up a bit on either side of the wall here, and the bottom, if you can reach it. Try to clean up some of that residue. Okay, and remember that the diamond goes up front. We're just going to grab some of that glue here, and I'm just going to pour just a tad bit on every side. And I'm using gel, super glue gel, so it doesn't run as easily, but yours might run if you're using super glue that's a little bit more liquidy. I'm actually going to put a little bit more on the bottom. There you have it. And we're just going to let that set. Okay. While that's setting, we're going to go ahead and glue these pieces. Remember, the notch goes up front, but I do want to score it a little bit. I'll just score the inside of this just a tad bit, just so it exposes some of that plastic. Okay. And likewise, I'm going to do the bottom here. I'm going to go ahead and spread some on the side, on the bottom. And making sure the notch is up front, which mine is. I'm going to just get this guy in. Okay, and while that's setting, we're going to do the back, this part. And remember, the diamond piece goes on the bottom. All right, just scoring the shiny sheen off of it. I'm going to put some on the side here, sides, and generously on the bottom. Then I'm just going to get that in there. Making sure the diamond is on the bottom again. All right, that's ready to go. Now we're going to do the same for this, the chair piece here actually. Let's grab the bottom part of the throne. I'm going to score the bottom here a little bit. For good measure, I'm just going to score around the notch hole. Okay. Now I'm going to want to put some glue on the bottom there, off on the sides, a little bit around, and we're just going to pop that right in. And you can make sure it's straight by lining up the step with the step of the seat. And you want to just hold it there for a second. Alright, after you held it there, it should be pretty much good to go. We're going to grab this piece now. Next, after that, we're going to stick this in here, no glue needed. Although, I do recommend kind of taking off some of the support material because it can tend to be too thick. And it'll be very hard to get in and may break the bottom as well. So you just want to be careful to scrape the bottom here where the support material was. Bottom being here, opposite side of these notches. And I'm just using my snippers here to do that. Alright, once you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and just pop that into the notch. And it should go in real easily, no trouble whatsoever. Alright guys, once you have these pieces put together like this and the glue has dried, you want to grab your dowels and you want to make sure that you score them a bit on the sides and on the top, but I've already done mine, so that pretty much it's a very simple thing you got to do. Just sand it there and sand the top because you're going to be needing to glue that portion. So you grab the back, line it up with the bottom part here, and it goes right in very easily. And you just stick the dowel through. And then you just want to grab one of these caps, put a little bit of glue in there. Just a real small amount. And you're going to just pop it on to the end of the dowel there. And hold it until it dries as needed. Okay, now that that cap is on there, what we can do is put these support bars. Now there's a rough side from the PEI sheet and the smooth side. You could choose whichever side to expose. I'm going to put the rough side on the inside. And between the two dowels, you want to choose the longer one. And you want to stick the dowel in also through this support piece while it's being held in place. You want to line it up as best as you could. There you have it. There's one. And I'm going to do the same for the other, keeping the rough side on the inside. And there you have it. There's the other. Now we're going to grab another cap. Again, put a very little amount of glue in there. And we're going to stick it onto the end of that dowel. And hold it until it dries. And lastly, we got this small dowel. What I like to do is I like to put a little bit of glue next to the cap there that's already on there. So that when it reaches the end, it has a little bit of stickiness. Now we're going to stick that through the other end. And likewise, I like to put a little bit of glue on this end here so that these support bars stay in place. And then we can grab the cap and put a little bit more glue in there and put it on the end of that dowel. You want to hold it in place until it has a nice hold on it, until the super glue dries out. And there you have it, folks. Your Palpatine throne, Dark Throne, is ready to go. And you can grab your phone, which this is my makeshift phone. You could pop it right on there, tilt it back as needed. There you go. And it's a cool little desk piece. And again, you could just tilt it back if you need to. And it's a pretty awesome conversation piece. Alright guys, if you want to print this out yourselves and put it together, it's on MakerWorld. I put it in the link in the description below. You can download it for free, print it out, and enjoy this cool little piece here. Alright guys, so this video dragged on a bit, so I think I'm going to cut it there. This was today's vlog. We're gonna put these together in another video. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, peace, love, and joy.